Hey Shoujo fans, and welcome to episode 36 of Shoujo Sundae. This week, we're going to be talking about episodes 25 and 26 of Ouran High School Host Club. It's finale time. Let's dig in.
Brain freeze, go chewy. できるかな handle me. 高すぎカロリー sugar 以上甘い feeling with you next to me, baby. おかわりね仕上がれ
Oh my god, Chika, we made it to the finale of Ouran High School Host Club. How do you feel?
I'm so depressed. I'm so depressed.
I have Shisu playing on a loop in my head.
I don't want it to be over.
Me neither. I could even immediately get into final thoughts, but I'm not going to do that.
Right.
So, I'm just reminiscing about the whole show right now. Let us jump in to episode 25. The host club declares dissolution. Here is our soft serve summary brought to us by Wikipedia. The annual Ouran Fair is a chance for the school's clubs to showcase student leadership skills and a talent for upward mobility. The host club is using the main salon to entertain their visitors, and they charm everyone but for a mysterious diva who watches everything through opera glasses. Tamaki's father, Yuzuru Suo, meets Haruhi for the first time, and Haruhi notes that while they don't look alike, they share a flair for flirting. Yoshio Otori, Kyoya's father, slaps him for wasting his time on a frivolous club, but Haruhi defends Kyoya, beginning to see the downside of wealth. That was a weird way to phrase that, but whatever. Gotta love Wikipedia.
Yeah.
She learns more of this when Tamaki's grandmother arrives, being curt and dismissive to Tamaki, but introducing him to the Lady Eclair, the mysterious diva who his grandmother commands he chaperone. Eclair is revealed to be wealthy and powerful, but also haughty and selfish. Tamaki is engaged to Eclair on his grandmother's orders, and the host club is declared dissolved as of the end of the festival, at which point Tamaki will leave Japan with Eclair. Haruhi also learns of Tamaki's mother, who was his father's mistress, and how Tamaki's entrance into the prestigious Suo family was conditional on Tamaki never being allowed to see his mother again. And that is our soft serve summary of episode 25. Chika, do you have a theme idea for this one?
I said, how you rise above adversity matters.
Oh, okay. I really like that because I struggled to come up with a theme idea. I have one, but it's not, great. I put, being somebody's family by blood doesn't mean that they automatically have your best interest at heart.
Now that's true, too. That's very true.
Yeah, it's just so sad.
It really was. This is a hard episode.
Oh, definitely. Do you have any sprinkles on top?
Yes.
Ooh, okay, what do you have?
I said that the carriage was a reference to the Cinderella episode.
Yeah, that's funny. I have that for the next episode.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I thought, the appearance of this carriage, it just reminded me of the Cinderella episode and how, we're all, this family and we're going along until I guess something happens with the pumpkin or whatever. So I was just foreshadowing some serious shit's about to go down because why is there a random carriage? I know the school is big, but damn, in the middle of
Yeah, that's Tamaki being capricious.
Yeah. Did you have any?
I have a very silly sprinkle on top. I just put that there is a pineapple on Kyoya's laptop because it can't be an apple.
Yes, I put that too. I think I put that in Floats Your Boat. I was like, pineapple laptop because they couldn't use an Apple laptop.
I love little stuff like that.
Yeah.
The store brand cereal version of things in shows make me really happy for some reason.
Yeah.
So let's get into Floats Your Boat. What do you have? What are some of your likes?
Kyoya outlining how the school fair is really an opportunity for leadership. I think it was nice to see because although the students were being very extra in how they were doing this school fair, it was like, oh, okay, like all of these people have to rise to the occasion. And so it was nice that Kyoya explained that to Haruhi, who I guess, like, from our perspective was similar to Haruhi's perspective because it's like, y'all are really doing a lot.
Right.
But then it's like, oh, this is the reason why they're doing a lot.
I actually put that in I Scream, You Scream, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, because the way I look at it is that I kind of just wish that they could have a normal high school something.
True.
Like, just have a fun, laid-back school festival. Like, everything has to be about their potential and like being a successor, and they can't just have like a school festival. So that's just the way I looked at it.
No. I mean, I understand that. I think I just sort of resonated with, this is a leadership opportunity and I'm going to rise to the occasion. So I was like, oh, okay. I got it.
Yeah, that's definitely cool. Like, it's very different than what you see in other animes for school festivals.
Yeah.
I like that they were able to just, as Ouran does, crank it up to 10.
Yeah.
I love also that we get to see some, final episode cameos. We get Kaneko and Suzushima doing a little dance at the opening ceremony, and then there's the class rep and Kurikano, and I literally squealed at Kasanoda, surrounded by all his adoring girls.
Yeah.
He absolutely deserves that.
Yeah, he deserves the world. I love him.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so we're gonna breeze past the hot fudge moment, but I thought it was so funny that Tamaki was hanging from the chandelier.
Wait, that's what I have next.
Pins again.
His dad's assistant is just like staring so uncomfortably at him. She's like, do you see him? Because I see him.
Right, it's like, does everybody see him? Because how can you casually hang from this chandelier?
Like, only Tamaki.
Oh my gosh, like the Sia song. I'm not gonna sing it, I'd butcher it.
Oh, I would butcher it too, guys. If you can't tell, I'm dealing with some spring allergies here, but yeah, I'm not even gonna attempt.
Yeah, that was just so funny. Oh my god.
So I feel like the majority of my floats your boats are all kind of like mishmashed into like one big thing. I'm gonna try not to do it all at once. But, and this is me being the romance girl, guys, my claim as the romance girl is coming back pretty hard on these 2 episodes, whether you like it or not.
Let's go.
Let's go. The seeds are planted in this episode that Haruhi might have deeper feelings for Tamaki. So, her closeness to him was never threatened before, but it's kind of evident that it bothers her, at least maybe at this point in their relationship, to potentially lose him. And that's kind of like what I was noticing. It might not be that deep, but like to some little degree. I said the seeds are planted. For example, her eyes widen when Tamaki accepts his grandmother's order to be Eclair's escort. She's also thinking about him throughout the day. She stands outside the door to listen to him play the piano. And I think she looks a little scared when Lady Eclair calls her out for being jealous. And then when Tamaki's distracting Lady Eclair, he's like, oh my god, could you like really be jealous? She takes that opportunity to sneak out. But she looks really sad when she returns to the salon. And then even the club is like, oh, you're so jealous, Haruhi. I kind of liked these seeds being planted of potential feelings there.
Yeah, I feel like the way that this was handled, it was done so much better than Maid-sama. Sorry, guys.
We're bringing it back.
Bringing it back to the beginning.
Yeah.
It was so much better because the way that Maid-sama ended, I guess spoiler alert, but why? Because y'all should have been listening to us. But still.
Right.
When Maid-sama ended and then Yuzui confesses and then Mizaki just says, I hate you. I was so upset because it was just you could have just not said anything, you could have just done physical action to show that you cared.
Yeah.
And so this episode was much more satisfying because everybody could see the fact that Haruhi was jealous and that she was sort of confronting her feelings about it, because I think she's never been threatened by the girls that came to the host club.
Yeah.
Until Eclair, because Eclair felt more official.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so it was nice to just see oh, this is affecting her, whatever. But something that I liked was that, Haruhi came out to basically kind of confront Eclair in what she was saying, because Eclair had been saying some nasty things. We'll get into that in another segment.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's like her coming out there, she's like trying to break his trance almost. Like, Tamaki, come to your senses.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like I was more satisfied in the development of their relationship in this than I was with Maid-sama, where it's like, it just felt as if we were constantly being teased by the fact that they liked each other, but Mizaki was just so vehemently against it. Versus Haruhi, because of the fact that she cares about Tamaki and everything, and it's always been hinted at, but it's like now we're sort of seeing it progress more, that it just feels better. Like, I feel better about this.
Yeah, I agree. I do have some thoughts on, like, I guess how it ended, but I really love seeing the potential here.
Yeah.
I just have 2 more floats your boat, by the way. I don't know how many you have.
Oh, I have 2.
Oh, okay. I wonder if they're the same thing.
Maybe. Okay, so I'm compartmentalizing things. So Tamaki's dad standing up for Kyoya.
Okay.
Sort of.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, you better tell his dad that he's actually a really good son.
Yeah.
Because he fucking is.
Yeah, he's incredible.
If I could give Tamaki's dad anything, it would solely be this.
I agree. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. I have one that's kind of on the flip side of not the Haruhi Tamaki ship, but the Haruhi Mori ship.
Ooh.
So, because you got me like boarding the ship.
Yes.
So
Let's set sail, guys. Oh.
yes, let us set sail. When Haruhi changes outfits and returns to the main salon with the host club, Honey says, "Oh, Haruhi looks great." And just like the way Mori's looking at her is so precious. And instead of just like nodding or silently agreeing because he's our strong silent type, he outright says she does to agree with him.
Yeah.
And just like her appearance warranted words from him.
Yes. Yes. I'm sorry, guys. I love this ship. I would have been, okay, I would be the captain. I'm like Captain Jack Sparrow, but like the fictional character, guys, not like the real actor.
Yes.
Like, yes, just setting sail for like 5 movies.
Yeah, I really, really would have loved to see the alternate route of it being Mori instead of Tamaki.
Yeah.
Like, I have so many questions and I would love to see that unfold. But I'm totally here for Tamaki Haruhi for like the canon.
Yeah. Like, I like both.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, my last floats your boat is that Kyoya says the host club is Tamaki's refuge.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, yeah, Kyoya. Yeah, host mom. Tell them.
Right. Oh, there's so much love for Kyoya in these last 2 episodes. I think that helped me solidify why I love him so much, because in the earlier episodes, it's like, wait, he's actually kind of a problematic fave.
Yeah.
And then by the end here, it's like, wait, I adore this kid, He's just the best.
Yeah.
My very last floats your boat is just that baby Tamaki looks so precious.
Yes.
He's literally the size of his teddy bear.
Yes, it's just like his big head and his pretty eyes and then that ugly teddy bear.
He's like literally the size of the teddy bear. And it's also very cute how long he's had it, He's held on to this teddy bear forever.
Yeah, it's just so sweet.
Mm-hmm. Okay, do you want to get into Banana Split?
Yes.
Okay. What's one of yours?
I don't know. Well, I said, what kind of name is Eclair?
Okay, I was thinking that too. I'm like, okay, they want it to be like, she's from France. She's named Eclair.
Like,
that's a choice.
It's a weird choice because I was just like, okay, for a girl that has such a sweet name, she says nasty things a lot.
That just made me think right now, if Honey were to have a love interest, that should have been her name, not Tamaki's evil, have to be wed to woman.
Oh, wait, you know what? What if I think Honey's love interest should be named Strawberry? Or like, her name should mean strawberry.
Oh, that would be cute.
Like something cake themed. Because Eclair's, it's like, it's a pastry. But he's a cake kind of guy. So.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, honey and strawberry or honey. But yeah.
Yeah. So my first banana split is that I felt really weird about Haruhi's attitude on the carriage ride at the beginning of the episode. It's really endearing hearing Karu tell Hikaru, like, how good he's gotten at steering, and then Honey's like, it's so great to have us all together for a carriage ride like this. And Haruhi just replies, yeah, whatever, to Honey! Like, what did Honey do to you, Haruhi? Like, why are you feeling like this? And then Tamaki's like, your costume is going to be especially opulent today, Haruhi. And she's like, oh, wonderful. Like, I wonder what was making her feel so cold. Is she overwhelmed by the festival? And then, but wait, Tamaki says to her after she's like, oh, wonderful, let's make this fair the best one yet. And he's like blushing a little bit at her. And it's only then that she perks up and says, sounds good to me. And I just like don't quite understand her mood or her initial coldness. It doesn't really make sense to me. I don't know if there's something going on internally that like we as the viewer don't know. Like, is she like thinking about like her feelings for Tamaki? Is she just like angry about having to do the fair? I just like, it's very confusing writing there for me.
You know, I feel like she was just really turned off by the show of wealth. Even though Kyoya like explained why, maybe she had similar feelings. Because, you know, you said that what Kyoya said was like an ice cream you scream for you. Because it's like, why can't they have a regular event? And I feel as if maybe Haruhi had those same feelings, right? Like, it always has to be this big extra thing. It always has to be this. So now I'm in this carriage ride and it's just more. It's always more. And so I think she was just overall turned off by it until Tamaki said something. Because, like, he's her... I mean, that's her ship, I guess.
Yeah.
That's her pairing. So it's like, if anyone could pull her out of her distaste for rich people, it would be the person she's most attracted to.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. That makes sense.
But that's only a possibility. I don't know.
Yeah. This just makes me want to write another fanfic.
Right? Yeah. My last banana split is... like, why didn't Haruhi know that Tamaki was illegitimate? I thought that they went over that a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, they did talk about it during the Lobelia episode. Honey says that Tamaki was half French and half Japanese, and I guess Haruhi didn't put it together. I guess that doesn't necessarily mean that he's illegitimate. I don't think they clarified that.
I don't know if this is right or not. Because I know him being mixed, people brought that up a lot. But I thought that somebody talked about him being illegitimate. Oh, you know what? Maybe I got confused because of Kyoya's backstory episode.
I was going to say, I think it was Kyoya's backstory episode.
Yeah, I think that confused me. Because I was just like, why doesn't she... We went over this. But
yeah,
I guess us, the people, went over it, and then she just didn't know. So, okay.
Yeah. My last banana split is definitely more ice cream, you scream leaning, but I guess I didn't want to put it fully in ice cream, you scream for some reason. Tamaki's father tells him not to refer to him as father at Ouran.
Oh, that was hot fudge for me.
Okay, yeah. I feel like this is definitely more ice cream, you scream than banana split. But since I started talking about it, I'll just like finish.
Yeah.
I feel like it comes across as cold. I think I just want it to like I think I wanted to see good in him is what it is. I'm like, maybe he didn't want to be like talked to like family at work. Like maybe it can be kind of embarrassing when someone you're casual with shows up to your professional environment. But like, that's weird. I don't know. There's a point I'm going to make in the next episode that especially makes this weird for me. It's really sad to hear him be so cold and like almost disown his son in public. If he felt a way about it, he could have been more quiet and polite about it if he wanted to keep it professional. Because being loud like that's not professional.
Right. And I feel like, to be honest, you know, nobody told him to have a loose dick while he was married to his wife.
Yeah.
That was his own mistake. And I think he brought Tamaki into this world. You can't punish somebody for what you yourself did. And on top of it, it's like, even if he had those feelings of, we're in a professional setting, you shouldn't refer to me like that, he was in Tamaki's professional setting.
Oh, correct.
The host club is Tamaki's creation and everything. And on top of that, they were surrounded by other parents that were of high standing. So to then show these people that there's discord within your family, it does not make sense.
No.
I think it would have been one thing if he said that in Tamaki's ear or pulled him aside to say that, but to do that publicly and then you want him to also be the heir, it just didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, me neither.
On top of the fact that he seemed slightly lecherous when it came to Haruhi anyway, because this is like momentary hot fudge, guys. Like, this is just one of my hot fudges, so it's like I'm just gonna go into it. But like him trying to give Haruhi this flower and all of that and just being like, you can call me uncle, like what the fuck is that?
That is also hot fudge for me. He's like, it would please me, and he's handing her a rose. Like, I could literally gag. And then when she goes to politely take the rose from him, he grabs her hand instead before she can. And her facial expression is as confused and disgusted as mine when I watch this.
Right. How you can just turn around and be nasty to your own child in his club room and then approach one of his members like that in front of all of these people. So then it's just like, oh, do you still have a loose dick? And then now, like, are you a predator? Because she's still a minor. So what the fuck? Cause like, let's say that you have a single parent or your parent is like divorced or whatever. Anytime the mom is introducing the boyfriend or whatever, instead of just saying, this is my boyfriend, sometimes they'll be like, oh, this is your new uncle or some shit, right? Like, no. I think that his dad, outside of him defending Kyoya for that one moment, and even within that, right? Because it's like, floats your boat because you defended Kyoya, but then hot fudge, ice cream, you scream is you're doing it in comparison to your son, right? Like, your son is great, as if Tamaki isn't a good son. He's the only fucking kid you have. Mm-hmm. And then you're just showing this level of discord around all of these rich people. Why would they want to still go to your school? Like, anyway, yeah.
No, I agree. Do you want to just stay in hot fudge before we move on to other stuff?
Yeah, because I feel like we should do hot fudge and then Rocky Road, because that might make more sense.
Yeah, I'm here for that.
Okay.
So, I just have one more hot fudge. Mine is that Tamaki's grandmother forbids Tamaki from having any contact with his mother.
Yeah, and called him fucking filthy.
Yeah, all Tamaki wanted was to make sure his mother didn't have to live in debt when she had frail health. I can't imagine being so cruel.
Her son was just fucking around on his marriage. And instead of punishing your son, you want to punish the innocent party, which is his child.
Yes, I literally wrote that in my hot fudge for the next episode. Yeah, she's punishing Tamaki's father through Tamaki. What a brutal woman. I hate her.
And the thing about it for me is that you're calling him filthy, but you need him, right?
Right.
You need him. And this was like the only ice cream you scream that I have, was this very specific thing of, if Tamaki is the only heir, shouldn't he have more leverage? Because he's already over here, right? He doesn't get to see his mom. So what is his incentive for doing what they wanted? Because he's not seeing his mom. That was the deal. So he's doing your deal. So if he's doing your deal, then you need to also uphold it. You can't just keep acting as if, oh, well, it could go to anybody. Because if it could go to any fucking body, then screw all of this shit. I'll just go back to my mom.
Right. Like, I'm confused because Tamaki doesn't even want the company. Like, does anybody in the family even know Tamaki as a person?
Right.
What his wants are, his passions, his needs?
Right.
So, like, I'm also kind of confused and say, like, just right now thinking about this. If he doesn't want it, why hasn't he sought out his mother? I mean, I guess she, like, was literally missing. I don't know.
I mean, that plays into the other episode, too, but...
That does, yeah, for sure. We'll certainly get there.
Right, but it just aggravates me because it's like, the chairman, for me, can't have it both fucking ways. Because you're the one that fucked around. So for you to then treat your son any type of way, you need him.
Yeah.
You need him. you aren't trying to get to know him. You're allowing your mother to punish him because you're a fuck up. Why didn't you get a vasectomy, bitch? Like,
Oh.
just, like, it just aggravates me. That old bitch aggravates me.
Yeah, I especially, like, the first time I watched this, when Haruhi was like, oh, it's Tamaki's grandmother, and Honey goes, I hate that woman, I knew I was also going to hate that woman.
I knew I was going, I'll save that for the next episode, like, when I really unleash on that lady. But yeah, it was just, he's a mess. A mess. I guess the last hot fudge that I had, because I also had the grandmother, was Kyoya's getting slapped. What the fuck?
Yeah, I probably should have put that in hot fudge.
In front of all of these people?
Yeah, he makes a fool out of him in front of his friends, in front of strangers, and in front of his customers. He couldn't even have the decency to discuss his disapproval of the host club in private.
I don't know how they can be so rich and just not have home training.
Right. You don't know how to talk to people, like, at all? How to communicate?
Like, if you have an issue with your family, why are you letting God and country know that you have an issue with your family and not keeping that close to the vest? Ridiculous.
Honestly, this is like low-key rocky road for me too, because it breaks my heart to see this happen to Kyoya. He works so endlessly hard to make the host club a success, and his future to this point really relied on impressing his father. And instead of being met with pride, he's met with physical violence in front of people.
It's just fucking disgusting. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Because the whole anime, like, we just see all of Kyoya's attributes, you know, like, of all the stuff that he's been able to manage and to do to promote the host club, to make it what it is, the connections that he's building. The fact that, like, he was bothered that he couldn't be part of the inheritance race because of his brothers being such a way or whatever. Meanwhile, like I said in whichever episode when we were talking about it, about his backstory, like, they have so many fucking companies. Why didn't he just designate, oh, this child gets this company? Which I guess we'll get to that in the other one.
Yeah.
But still, you have so many companies. Why don't you just give a company to each child and everything, except of acting as if one child takes all, and fostering a dog-eat-dog environment within a household? Like, his mother has to be dead because this type of bullshit, and then to just go and slap him in front of all of these people, they lost their mind. I was pissed.
Yeah, we definitely touched on this in either the last episode or the episode before that, but this is not how you foster a home environment. Like, Kyoya should be bonding with his brothers, not pitted against them.
Yeah.
Do you want to go into Rocky Road?
Sure.
So my Rocky Road is definitely more reactionary. I didn't really flesh anything out. There was just a quote that the chairman said, Tamaki's father, that made me really sad. He said, "Life is hard. It's time to grow up and realize that dreaming only prolongs the inevitable." And that made me really sad. I don't agree with that statement.
Right. I think that they're putting too much onus on these kids taking over this company. And it doesn't really make sense to me to be like, you need to be serious now when they're in high school. And first of all, if you want your child to take over a company, then you should probably also want them to go to college and get a business degree. So if they're already going to have to go to college and get more degrees to be able to fully take over, because it doesn't make sense to have just a high school diploma and then take over a business, then they should be able to be high schoolers in high school. They don't have to be serious all the time. He's just a Debbie Downer who hasn't had his dick wet in many years. That's why he's saying this bullshit. But anyway.
Yeah, like, Tamaki's a dreamer. Nothing wonderful has ever been made by someone who gave up their dream, you know?
Right.
For something to be innovative, it starts with someone dreaming. So to stifle that stifles progression. You know, I hate this kind of view. I am all for hyping people up who have a dream. And I mean, I'm definitely, I guess, biased as a dreamer myself, but I just don't see the beauty in the world without dreamers. And I think there's a quote, I think it was Eleanor Roosevelt. She said, "The beauty of the world belongs to those who the world belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." And that was just a quote that I kept very, very close to my heart, especially in my early 20s and my late teens. Dreamers gotta look out for each other, because nothing should stop us.
Right. Nothing should stop us at all.
Yeah. What's one of your rocky roads?
I just had one, and it was just about Tamaki's mom.
Yeah, me too.
We can speculate. I don't think that well, let's just go off of the idea that she didn't know that Tamaki's dad was married.
Mm-hmm.
I think that she got the really rotten end of the stick, right? Because she had this child with this guy who acted as if he was like head over heels in love with her. And instead, he didn't even want to acknowledge the child that he created. And then, to make matters even worse, his evil mother stole her child that she cared for on her own for 14 years away from her and made it so that they couldn't see one another again. And then he could take over the company. And even by doing that and him like coming over to Japan, they're still acting as if that position isn't guaranteed. And I think to take away contact between a parent and a child like that is so disgusting. And I feel bad for his mom because I'm sure that the fact that he even came to that decision on his own probably ate her up inside. That she was that sick that he couldn't just be like, oh, screw you, I'm just going to stay with my mom anyway. Like, it was that bad that now, even though she is able to have the care that she needs, like the health care that she needs or whatever, that it's not enough to emotionally like sustain her to just have her child. Like, I think that's so sad.
Yeah. And I think that Tamaki was too young to fully understand the decision that he was making. I think all he was thinking was, oh, my mother will be so much more well off if she's fully taken care of, and not really thinking like the only thing she probably truly wanted was her son.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But at the end of that backstory, what really gets me like tearing up is what Kyoya says to Haruhi and the rest of the hosts. He says, when all is said and done, he still has us. And the camera pans around to all of the hosts smiling, just thinking of Tamaki and like admiring him. And it's just such a sweet moment.
Yeah. That they were just going to be that rock for him.
Yeah.
Although he wasn't able to realize it until later. But yeah.
Yeah. But that was Rocky Road. Now, okay, guys, before we recorded this week, I sent Chika a message a couple days ago. And I was like, these last 2 episodes have me feeling some things, and I think we might need a new segment.
Yep.
So we might have a new segment here at Shoujo Sundae. We might be, adding some nuts to the sundae, topping it with some nuts, a dash of nuts, if you will. So it's called nuts because some things are just shocking, and they make you go, wow, oh my god, and you don't really know whether it's like hot fudge, ice cream, you scream, floats your boat, but you're just shocked by it, and it's pretty crazy. So I have one thing in our new segment. Do you have anything that's like nuts for you?
Well, yeah, I mean, the Eclair girl.
Well, yeah, she's definitely been an interesting addition.
No, it was the end of the episode.
Oh, the engagement?
Yes.
Yeah, that was totally nuts for me.
Yeah.
I originally had that in nuts, and then I moved it down to ice cream, you scream, because I was like angry about it too.
Yeah.
But my main thing for nuts is when Tamaki is playing piano for Lady Eclair in the music room, and Haruhi comes in, the vase is replaced in the room. And I never noticed it before watching now. The vase is replaced. They show it in 2 frames, and like, that's it. You gotta go back and see it if you missed it.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, the vase is already replaced in the room.
Wow, Jesus.
I know.
Wow, it's like saying that she's done. Wow, okay.
Yeah, like, you could leave, It's like right in her face.
Yeah. You know what also was nuts is after Haruhi leaves, right? And Tamaki wants to go. And this girl's trying to be fast on the fucking couch. I'm like, there are people in the other room.
Right, it's like so uncomfortable. Because you can see that like Tamaki isn't here for it,
Right, like, oh my gosh, I would rather die. Throwing yourself onto a guy that doesn't want you, please.
Ugh.
Oh, God.
Would never be me.
No, it would never be me.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into I Scream, You Scream. Do you have any left?
No, I just had the one about Tamaki being the heir and why he didn't have more privilege, so.
Okay. I just have one left because we went through my 3 other ones.
Mm.
And it's more about Lady Eclair. I literally wrote Lady Eclair is such a bitch. Like, I just want to smack the binoculars out of her hand.
Wait till the next episode, okay? The hot fudge that I have for this lady.
I can't
Woo!
wait, honestly. Unleash.
I was big mad. I was like,
My specific I Scream, You Scream for this episode was when she was calling the Ouran Art Club's student work clearly the work of novices. And she's also talking down about the host club to Tamaki, which like almost could be hot fudge for me because I'm just getting wound up thinking about it. She calls it that precious little host club of yours. Like, fuck off. Oh my God. Anyway, that's it for me.
I wanted to just push her into the fucking water. Just drown, bitch.
Yeah,
Like,
just capsize the gondola.
yeah, it's just like, fuck this noise. Like, oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
Oops. Was that my fault? I'm so sorry.
Right.
Okay, do you want to move on to episode 26?
Yes, because like the hot fudge is hot fudging, guys. I'm telling you, I'm about to go like guns blazing, like for real.
Oh, I can't wait.
Okay.
Well, guys, here is Wikipedia's and our soft serve summary for the final episode of Ouran High School Host Club, episode 26. This is our Ouran fair. Lady Eclair pays off Haruhi's debt once she notices Tamaki's interest in her, but Haruhi declines leaving, realizing that she doesn't want to lose her friends. Kyoya learns that Tamaki is on his way to the airport with Lady Eclair. The hosts race against time to recover Tamaki, but find that Yoshio Otori has ordered the Black Onion Squad to keep them from interfering. Haruhi, Hikaru, and Karu use a horse-drawn carriage to pursue the couple, while Kyoya, Honey, and Mori battle the Otori family police. Hikaru gets hurt in a carriage crash and Karu stays behind to care for him. Haruhi catches up to the car carrying Tamaki and Eclair as they cross a bridge, and she stands, begging Tamaki to return. Tamaki begins to respond but is stopped by Eclair. Haruhi falls from the carriage and off the bridge. Eclair, realizing where Tamaki's heart truly lies, releases him, and Tamaki thanks her before jumping from the car to save Haruhi. At the Ouran ball, Haruhi dances with all the members of the host club. Yuzuru and Yoshio discuss their sons, with Yoshio revealing that Kyoya had outmaneuvered him by stealing his company, then giving it back as proof he didn't need it to be happy. Both men agree to remain friends, but disagree over whether Tamaki or Kyoya will marry Haruhi. The final scene returns to Music Room 3 as the hosts thank the viewers for watching. And I could cry because I'm so nostalgic over this show. That is our soft serve summary for episode 26 of Ouran. Chika, what is your theme idea?
I'm sad. I don't want it to be over.
I'm sad. Like, I literally almost started crying reading the summary. I love this show so much.
Yeah. My theme is whoever crosses the finish line is the one that wins.
Ooh, I feel that's so poetic. Like, that's such a poetic way of looking at it.
Thank you. I was trying,
Oh, I'm like literally wiping my eyes. So I kind of just built upon the theme from the last episode that I had, because I feel like these episodes are kind of like one big arc, really. So I put, our bonds in friendship can go deeper than family, and when it truly matters, your loved ones will have your back.
That's really pretty, Giana. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh, do you have any sprinkles on top?
Hikaru falling into the pumpkin patch.
Yep, that's what I have too, because Kato has been talking about everything ending as a pumpkin for like half the series now.
Yeah. I was just like, okay, we got the carriage, and then his ass fell into the pumpkin patch for real, and then oh my gosh, wait. Oh, okay. This got deeper. Okay. So Hikaru falls into the pumpkin patch. And then Kaoru goes over to comfort him. And it was like at that moment, they were still like together, right? It was still the twins being for twins. It wasn't Hikaru being for Haruhi. And Haruhi's got back onto the carriage and then made her choice and flicked the reins. It was like, I'm gonna get Tamaki and everything. And so for me, I'm just like, wow, okay, levels to this shit, you know, because Kaoru had been saying basically for half the series that when everything goes back to being a pumpkin, we'll see how things are. We'll see if Hikaru's going to stand by me or if he's going to go into become somebody new or whatever. And that just didn't end up happening. And so it's just like, no, the true ship won. Although I love the Mori ship, but still, Haruhi and Tamaki, that is the end game.
Yeah, absolutely. So many layers to that. So let's get into Floats Your Boat. I do want to kick it off by just giving more love to Kyoya. I just applaud him for carrying on with the club activities during such a stressful time. He's very professional, and I really applaud that for him.
Yeah, you know, he was just keeping things running. And honestly, even though everybody was feeling out of sorts because Tamaki wasn't around, I think that in Kyoya's mind, it's like, okay, well, you know, the host club is supposed to be his refuge. And so just because he's not here doesn't mean that we can't continue to create this place for him, you know, like for when he comes back.
Yeah. He wants to keep his dream alive.
Right. So I think that's what like Kyoya was thinking. And then to add to that, like my first float to your boat was Mori and Honey like moving the twins. Because I think at that moment, they're the older ones. And so there's a level of maturity that they have. And so it's like they could see where Kyoya was going with it versus the twins just still being emotional. And so rather than having them continue to argue, it's just like, okay, let's just keep going. Let's keep moving. Because they saw where Kyoya was getting at.
Yeah, that's fantastic on their part. It's like, okay, we all feel the same way. Let's be proactive about it so that we don't have to feel this way anymore. I loved when Haruhi stood up for Kyoya to his father. Ugh.
Ooh, twins. That was my next one.
Amazing.
Yeah.
She defends both Kyoya and the host club. She's like, I think Kyoya is amazing. And it's just so nice to see him rightfully defended.
Right. And then also him being shocked that somebody was defending him in the first place.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't think that he expected that.
It meant so much to him.
It did, because you could see he had like, sometimes they would pan over to Kyoya like typing, and then he would look over and he'd be looking at Haruhi because he was just still shocked by the fact that she had gone up to bat for him.
Yeah.
I mean, all things considered what he did too.
Oh, quite.
That she would still go up to bat for him.
Right. He put her into such a mess. And she still, despite it all, thinks that he's amazing.
And was still there, even though the debt was gone.
Yeah. Ugh, I love this show.
Right? Like, why is it over?
Why is it done? Oh my god. Anyway, my next float your boat, I guess, is a little, I guess it could almost be banana split. I think it's very cute that Tamaki's father's desk is littered with photos of his son. But it, again, just makes it really confusing about how he wouldn't allow Tamaki to call him father.
I did not notice that because I just had gripe with that man. I wasn't paying that much attention.
Yeah. No, like I noticed like when it like panned up to his desk, it was like covered in photos of Tamaki. So it's like clear that he loves his son, but I don't know why he doesn't treat him that way.
He could croak. I mean, he doesn't have to die. Like, it's just, I was so pissed. I'm sorry. When he was just like, oh, that's, you call me chairman. You're being too familiar. Man, fuck you. I will go over to that desk. And you know what? No, Tamaki wouldn't do it. Kyoya would be the one to do it. No. Okay, none of them would commit arson, but I'm saying I would just burn the fucking desk. Like,
Kyoya would be like, tell me what needs to be done.
Right. He would find a way. He would find a way to manipulate it.
It would be like a roundabout way where it like wouldn't trace back to him somehow.
Yeah, where it's like he would find a way to get the chairman like on his knees or whatever for Tamaki. Like, if he really wanted that.
Right? Yeah, to like beg his son for his life. Why are we talking about this?
I'm sorry. We have beef with that man. That lecherous uncle man that doesn't know how to act. Yeah.
I will never refer to him as uncle.
No. The only time I want to hear uncle from him is like me like beating his ass and he's just like, let me up, uncle. Stop.
Oh my god, the fanfic that no one needed.
Right.
Oh my god, what's one of your floats your boat?
Mine, I was experiencing the episode, guys. So mine is Mori and Honey, like, coming with the carriage.
Yeah, I have that too. Like, of course that they could take on the cops.
Right, okay. They said that Honey was literally a weapon of mass destruction. Like, y'all are gonna die.
Yeah, like, good luck.
Ooh, and you know what? Kyoya dented the car. He was that pissed.
Right? Kyoya's passion and his initiative to stop Tamaki from going to France is just so beautiful to see. Like, he is so passionate about his friendship that he literally dented a car.
Yeah, and also, I guess another moment that could be floats your boat is the fact that when he wasn't able to get Tamaki, then he called his housekeeper.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna get you. Like, if I can't get you one way, I'm gonna find out.
Right, and honestly, bless Shima, because she was adorable and extremely helpful.
Yeah, because she actually loved Tamaki.
Yeah, that's like his real grandmother.
For real, yeah.
So there's a moment when it's like right at the climax of the story, Kyoya is pushing Haruhi to get onto the carriage and he says, "Haruhi, go get that idiot." And it gives me chills every single time I see it because this is the kind of dramatic story climax that I literally live for. Just beautiful. It's like, oh, go get your love interest. Just run to him, save him. I love it.
Right, yeah, because he knows that she's an idiot too.
In her own way.
Right? Who knows when it's gonna click in? Just move, bitch. Go get him.
Yeah.
Mom to the rescue in that respect.
Oh, for sure. I actually have a couple more Kyoya points in this same scene. I just had a lot of Kyoya love this episode. After the carriage is gone and the cops are defeated, Kyoya thinks to himself, "Hikaru, Karu, Haruhi, please bring him back."
Yeah.
And it's just, again, that's just reiterating what I had already said. I just love to see Kyoya's passion for his friendship and just the deep love he shares with Tamaki after all they've been through and like how much he originally hated him and stuff. I just really love seeing it.
Right, and you know what? It's almost as if he was sending the people that were closest to Tamaki too. Not that Kyoya wasn't close to him, but like anytime we saw antics that involved Haruhi, it was always Tamaki and the twins getting into it, right? Like them doing their little contest, them making fun of each other. They're a lot more like-minded than Kyoya and Tamaki are. And so it's just like, I'm sending the people that he holds the dearest to get to him as soon as possible, because they can convince him.
That's a really cool way of looking at it. I honestly just thought it was because Hikaru could steer the carriage, and Karu and Hikaru don't like to be separated, and of course, like, Haruhi had to go because it was evident that they had feelings for each other.
Right. Because, I mean, at that point, they already kicked the people's ass. So it's like, why not all of them go? But I think it was just no, the people who are closest to you, these ones are going to be the ones to get you to come back.
Yeah. So I put into all caps, Tamaki jumps after Haruhi into the water. Is that too far, or are we both there?
No, that's what I had to. Well, I had just Haruhi convincing Tamaki.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. My, like, blood's, like, rushing during that whole scene when they're on the bridge and she's trying to keep the carriage steady and she's reaching out to him. Oh my goodness. And then he just jumps after her. And the way she smiles when she embraces him back is so cute.
Oh my god.
And after that's said and done and they're out of the water, there's this gorgeous callback to episode 1 when Haruhi's like, "A little water never hurt anyone. Besides, people are always telling me that I'm dripping with good looks." And I love that she echoes those words back to him and he blushes and smiles sweetly at her. Like he remembers that shared moment between them because that was like their first adorable little moment.
Yeah.
And the first time I watched Ouran, I wanted a confession here so badly.
Right. I did too. But you know, like I said before, like this was much more satisfying than Maid-sama in that even though we didn't get the confession, it was just more so through the actions, right? Like, she's never driven a fucking carriage before. Mm-hmm. And so, and like, not only does she drive the shit off the trail onto this bridge road thing or whatever, but she's keeping up pace.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, wow, like, she's keeping up with a whole ass car.
Like a car. Like, I'm just like, oh, she's serious, babe. She's serious. She's like, oh, you're gonna come back. And I might not outright say, oh, I like you, but you can infer that I like you.
Right. It is evident in my actions, maybe not my words.
Yeah.
But it's, I like you. Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, the way that when they embrace, like, because he hugs her, and, like, the way she, like, touches his back, I was just like, bitch, that's the ship. That's what I wanted. I was Super Bowl yelling. Like,
Yeah, that is a true embrace. It's not just like, I need to hold on to this person because we're both falling. She was in his arms. Like, she was smiling, you know?
Yeah.
Do you want to say your other floats your boat? Because I'm sure we have the same thing.
Kyoya buying the company.
Fuck yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Woo! Like, oh, my adrenaline was moving then and stuff. Because I was just like, you better tell your little punk ass daddy that you could buy that shit and give it the fuck back, okay?
Right.
From high school.
Yeah.
You slapped him in front of all these people, and this baby got money, okay? He has money the way that Eclair bitch had money. And he dropped that shit and said, oh, you can have it back.
Right. He's like, here you go. It's all yours. I don't want it. Oh.
Big boss moves, big kahunas, big Kyoya,
Yes.
let's fucking go. Like, I was gassed when I saw that.
Kyoya, mon ami. I feel like Kyoya really shines so brightly in these last few episodes, and I'm absolutely here for it.
Right, I'm here for it too, man. I was just like, you better motherfucking tell that bitch. Tell him, like, oh. I was so,
Yeah.
I'm still kind of gassed. I'm sorry. Like, that was just, whew.
No, I love it. I love it.
I love it. Yeah.
My very last floats your boat was just that I thought it was very funny the way Kyoya just cuts in to dance with Haruhi before Tamaki does just to get a reaction out of him. That was really cute.
Yes. It was also paralleling the conversation happening between the dads.
Right. But in the end, who was she watching the fireworks with?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to move into Banana Split?
Yes. Why does Eclair have opera glasses in the shower? She needs help.
Where did I put that? I think I put it somewhere.
Because I wasn't mad about it. I just thought the bitch was weird.
Oh, I put it in nuts. I'm like, it's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like, why? I have questions that I don't even, like, care enough to have answered.
Right? For real. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your banana split?
So, okay, guys. Again, I'm very satisfied with the way Ouran ended. I do want to make that clear. I, however, can never stop being the romance girl. So the fact that there wasn't an established romance does make me ever so slightly sad. We do get to see Tamaki and Haruhi dance, and they're the final couple of the series with the fireworks going off. But there wasn't, any confession. But as we've talked about it more in the podcast, I do feel more satisfied than I did when I was writing this. So there is that. Even the more I was thinking about it, I feel like it might have come across as, like, too sudden for Haruhi to have fully realized feelings for Tamaki by the end of the series.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to see, like, the beginning of what her feelings were because there was evident jealousy with Lady Eclair. I'm just like, I love a fully realized romance. That's what, like, does it perfectly for me when I'm reading a story.
Right.
When the romance is fully realized. I feel like Ouran has romance elements, but it's not necessarily a romance story. And that's totally fine. And I love the way that everything unfolded. I just would have liked it, like, even more if it had been fully realized into some kind of romantic ending.
Right, like, the way that I could have seen this going, right, is, and I mean, forgive me guys, it's been ages since I've read the manga full out. So I'm just going off the anime. But if they were going to make it like an anime-only type of ending, I would have loved it. If when they were, like, when Tamaki was going to go save Haruhi, right? And he catches her, instead of hugging, that could have been a kiss.
Yeah.
They fall into the water. They rise up. They're embarrassed. And then the other host club is like, we're here to come get you. The end. So it's like, you could tell, like, oh, there's feelings there. They haven't confessed, but to kiss her, okay. They're both embarrassed when they get out of the water. Let's go.
Yeah, I would have loved something like that.
Yeah, I would have loved that. I mean, I'm glad that we got to see, Kyoya spank his dad like that, but...
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, but, like, I see where you're coming from in a a confession or whatever would have been nice.
Honestly, even what you said, just a kiss or like a token of seeing that something was really blossoming there would have just taken it to the next level for me. Again, I love this. I'm totally satisfied with it. It just would have been even better for me personally.
Yeah.
Do you want to move into Rocky Road?
Yes.
Do you want to kick it off?
It's Haruhi missing breakfast.
Yes, that's my biggest one for sure.
Yeah. I love that Ranka just knew. And I think that it helped the audience really tell that this whole situation was really bothering Haruhi.
Mm-hmm.
When Ranka explains that the only time you ever missed breakfast was after your mom's funeral. And so you could tell that everything was just really weighing down on her. And, in that moment, Ranka did want to be there for Haruhi. So I guess I'm sort of of two minds of it, that it would have been nice to see, I guess, Haruhi allow Ranka to console her a little bit or give her some sort of guidance into like what to do next.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also just sad because it's like, I don't know, I think if Haruhi was able to express her feelings or had expressed her feelings that last time she saw Tamaki to like a fuller extent and really confronted him about it, then Eclair wouldn't have been able to keep moving the way that she did in the episode.
I think that while Haruhi doesn't seem to really like to articulate how she's feeling, I think that her father was able to get through to her because it's their words that give her the courage to steer the carriage and stop Tamaki.
Mm-hmm.
Their words are echoing in her head, like right after we come out of this flashback and she gets on the carriage and then Shisu starts playing. And Shisu makes me emotional just because it's so beautiful. And then to have it in this highly emotional moment really, really tugs the heartstrings.
For me, it like further finalized the fact that it was ending.
Yeah. I keep referring back to when I first watched it, guys, just because we're not watching this blind, but I would still like to give you my blind reaction as I remember. I think the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, please don't tell me right now it's going to end. Like, it feels like we've only watched a little bit of the episode, but luckily there was a little bit more left in the episode to see. But specifically in that moment, I have a lot of quotes, I feel like, in my Rocky Road. It was Haruhi, what she was saying to Tamaki when she was trying to convince him to come with her. She says, all of us would be completely lost without you. Everyone loves being in the host club. We really do. Even me. And that means so much for both Haruhi and Tamaki.
Yeah. It just, gosh. I don't want it to be over, God.
Oh, me neither. Me neither. So, my Rocky Road, just everybody's reactions to Tamaki leaving for France really tugs at my heartstrings. It just goes to show how much they love him. I feel like we've been over that a bit.
No, I think that it's good to talk about it, I think everybody really loved and cared about him. They were trying to reach him. And what he did to create this club and to create this found family, it really meant a lot more to them than what he thought. And so for them all to just be so like sad and appalled and like freaking out, it's like, okay, that's just goes to show how much he means to them.
Yeah. And I've said this when we've reviewed some other stuff. I love to see a group of friends or a group of people rally around another character because they love them so much.
Yeah.
There's just something about that bond that really resonates with me.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, found family is one of my favorite tropes. So,
yeah.
Found family, but also just like friends. Like, they're like activated. Like, no, like, you can't take my friend. I'm not going to stand for this. Like, I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking of, I have a quote from Hikaru. He says, if it wasn't for Tamaki, the two of us would still be lost souls. We were able to become friends with Haruhi and the others because the host club brought us together. For it to end so suddenly like this is something that I can't tolerate. And he's going at full speed to bring Tamaki back when he says that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so profound. And that's actually why I cried watching the twins' backstory episode too, when they opened the doors to the host club for the first time at the end of the episode. Because I was like, wow, they're stepping into the rest of their lives here. And to think of it back this way with Hikaru articulating it, I just cry again.
Yeah, like, he really broke through that boundary that they had, you know?
Yeah.
And made a place for everybody, but for also, like, for himself. And it was just nice to see the twins being so ready to do anything to get him back.
Yeah, absolutely. I just have one more Rocky Road.
Okay.
I actually watched these episodes twice because I really wanted to be prepared, and both times I cheered up at the very, very end. And I even cheered up reading the summary. The very, very end of Ouran High School Host Club. Tamaki gives us the same description of the host club as the very first episode. It being a playground for the super rich and beautiful. We see the clock tower. Rose petals are flying. The host club bids us adieu and thank you for watching, saying that we can visit them anytime we want. And that is such a beautiful and gorgeous way to close this series, to remind us that it's always going to be here for us. And we can laugh and cry and play whenever we want. Ugh, my emotions.
Right. Just a perfect ending.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. Me wiping my eyes again. I have a couple nuts points that would probably very easily lead into Hot Fudge for you.
Okay.
So my first nuts point is that Haruhi's debt is paid off. She can quit the host club if she wants to. And in that moment that Kyoya is talking to her, she's just in total shock. And she can't even reply to him.
That shit was nuts because, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, wait, I just have one more and then we can go into it. You can unleash and I'm so ready. So, compartmentalizing for nuts here, that Lady Eclair's housekeeper is Tamaki's mother. That's fucking wild. Chika, take it away.
That opera-eyed bitch needs to die. I'm so sick of that whore. Oh my god. She had that little that bridge shit. That's why I called her opera eyes, bitch. Because those people, that's when they use them, right? They be looking down or whatever and listening to classical music. I'm so sick of that damn Eclair. Because what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? The way that she did this, it was very reminiscent of when Renge came.
Oh, kind of, yeah.
Renge had all this money and they were just like, we can't like automatically kick her out or whatever. But at the end of it, it was just like, girl, you can't keep doing this. Okay, the host club is the host club. You need to settle down. And so for me, it's just like you coming in here and being that manipulative, because I feel like there has to be more to this Eclair bitch than what meets the eye. Because why would you then hire his mom as a housekeeper? So then if you're, okay, so many layers. If his mom is a housekeeper, didn't his punk ass grandma say that she could live out her life comfortably? So why the fuck is she a housekeeper?
Right.
For me, I'm just like, did this bitch fucking lie?
Probably.
Cause if you lied, oh, screw that. I'm going back to France to go get my mama. So one, you are so obsessed with this person that you didn't even fucking know that you said, oh, I'm gonna hire his mom. I'm gonna go and buy the company of his friend. I'm going to go and then say, oh, you need to dissolve this club that you built with all these people in mind or whatever. Forget the connections because I'm more important. Then I want to be engaged to you. Not only that, you need to leave school. This bitch lost her motherfucking mind. I was just like, you know what? Oh, I swear I wanted the horses to just chew on her. Like I was so sick of this bitch. And then Haruhi's almost finna die because that was a very long drop into that water.
Right. Okay. I was thinking it too.
That was a very, very long drop. Like people can die from that. Okay. Like that reminded me, here's a random Twilight reference where she was cliff diving and then one of them had to go get her ass out because she was having suicidal ideation to see Edward, right? But she almost died. And that the height from the bridge to the water, it seems similar to me.
No, for sure. I actually felt like I had to suspend my disbelief a little further than not going to a really dark place. And I'm like, they're falling from a really high overpass into water right now.
I'm just like, forget a hug. You might as well kiss me if we gonna die. But anyway.
Yeah, like we might as well confess now.
Right. And then she was holding on to his arm like, no, don't leave me.
Oh my
swear.
god, wait. I was like, why the fuck is Eclair giving Tamaki sad eyes and tears when all she did was treat him and his friends like shit?
She only talks shit about him.
Yeah.
Talk shit about him, talk shit about his school, everything that he liked.
And Kyoya. When she introduces herself to Kyoya, she immediately calls him out for being the third son and that he'll never be the successor to his father's company.
Right. And I'm just like, girl, your pussy must be fucking bad. Like, cause you had to go and buy his mama. You had to buy his mama. You didn't even tell him.
That's another thing. She could have let Tamaki see his mother any time if she was a decent human being. They didn't have to be romantically involved.
Right. That's the level of manipulation. Bro, I swear to God, I could have. Anyway, I just do not like her. Okay, she needs to learn her place. And I don't know what's up with their family because y'all be giving birth to these kids and they be so deranged. And it's just like, even if you have this type of money, you need to have human decency first, because how are you going to go, before you even met this man, you stole his mama, you're trying to steal businesses, you're talking shit, but you want him to like you. And meanwhile, that's one of the questions he even asked, like, are you being forced to do this or do you actually like me?
Yeah.
Eclair is also an abuser.
Yes. I was thinking the same exact thing.
Yeah, because for you to go that far, to be that manipulative, to try to isolate somebody, to take them away from all of their friends, to financially control them and the people around them, that is so abusive that literally there is no redeeming factor about her at all.
I agree.
It doesn't even matter that she paid off the debt, because that in and of itself is her showing off her financial abuse in a way of like, oh, your debt is paid off. For what? And meanwhile, we didn't even see that point of don't ever come near him. I paid off your debt. Don't ever come near him again or whatever. And then she also dumped his fucking phone in the fish tank.
Yeah. And honestly, that moment for me, I remember watching, just waiting for how Tamaki was going to respond. And it's really surprising to see how calm he is when she does all this. I mean, he's taking orders from his grandmother, yeah, but he's also probably emotionally exhausted by this point. And I mean, it's also probably not that much to him to buy a new phone, but still.
Right. Seeing that happen, it just confirmed to me just how much he missed his mother, that he was enduring this shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So screw that opera-eyed bitch. She can die.
Yeah, she sucks.
Do you have any hot fudge? Because I think I have 3.
All of my hot fudge was the Lady Eclair stuff and Tamaki's grandmother, but I had said that point for the last episode, so whatever you go into for her now, I am certain I'll agree.
Okay, let's go. So that grandma, okay, you need to worry about your depends instead of being worried about what your grandson is doing and everything.
Depends.
Because I really think that she's a demonic spirit. Because why would you even separate a child from his mother like that and then turn around and be like, oh, well, this is my leverage. If you go and marry her, then you could go see your mother again. Girl, fuck you. She was going to see his mother again anyway because the mother is the fucking keeper. So you ain't really doing nothing slick. And on top of that, it's just like for her to be that nasty towards him, but then you need him. I will never get over it. You need him.
Yeah.
To go and run this fucking company. You need him to go marry this opera-eyed bitch. You need him to do all of these things for you. And you don't even have human decency to let him go and be with the actual parent that outwardly cares about him.
Yeah.
It's sick. And I'm just like, girl, the way that you're playing, like, ooh, I know it's a respect thing, but it's just like, girl, like, I'm telling you.
It's still not okay. It's not okay at all.
The nursing home is calling.
Yeah, honestly, the beauty in this is that in my own, like, headcanon, I guess, I believe that Tamaki and Kyoya go on to just create a host club after high school. Like, that's kind of what I feel like is almost implied by Kyoya's father when he finds out that Kyoya just sent the company back to him. He's like, oh, well, I guess Kyoya figured out something that means more to him than being a successor. So I'm like, oh, does this mean that, like, Tamaki and Kyoya get to pair up forever? Is this how it goes? Because I would love that, because not only is that a fuck you to Kyoya's dad, it's a fuck you to Tamaki's grandmother. Like, they're just gonna live their dreams that they tried to stifle.
I would love that too. I mean, I wonder like how things will really go, or maybe I don't know how things would go post. And I don't know necessarily if it would be a host club, but I just know that they could just ride off into the sunset together.
Yeah.
And figure shit out.
Yeah.
Because I feel like him buying that company, it's just like, oh, I'm showing you if I really wanted your company, I could get it right the fuck now. That means even when I leave, I could get it again. I could do it again and again.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Oh, I said that the loose dick chairman can go to hell.
Yeah.
Because he's just a fucking asshole. Like, them even bringing up, because you know what? I think that was like an ice cream, you scream for me, but I'll just bring that into Hot Fudge. Kyoya's dad and Tamaki's dad discussing Haruhi being a bride.
Yeah.
Is so fucking deranged.
Yeah, it makes me so uncomfortable. It's like you're talking about a woman who has the ability to choose who she wants to be with.
And meanwhile, her parent, which the parent shouldn't even be talking about this shit, but her parent isn't even involved in the conversation.
Right.
What makes you think that Ranka wants to have Tamaki as his son-in-law? Or Kyoya? I mean, he might like Kyoya better, but really? The way that y'all be playing this, why would they accept that?
Right. Haruhi's parent isn't even taken into the equation. It's what they want, because they're the rich and powerful people who can make those decisions, apparently.
Right, which I know that she's impressionable, but I think that also doesn't make sense with the story anyway, for them to be talking about it like that, because yes, she's an honor student, but she's still a commoner, and you just trying to get Tamaki to marry the opera-eyed bitch, and who had money. So wouldn't they be thinking, oh, well, these children getting married, it's for connections. So why would you connect them to her?
Right. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about it that way.
Yeah. So I just, And I think on the lighter Hot Fudge that I had is just a question of, like, is there a reason why the host club family members keep showing up to a school fair to cause chaos? Go the fuck home.
Right. If you're not going to be supportive, get out.
Right. Y'all just keep showing up here. Grandma is what are you doing? Even if it's expensive, what are you, woman? Depends, lady. What are you doing showing up at a school fair? Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's all of Hot Fudge, guys.
Okay. Do you want to move into Ice Cream, You Scream?
Okay, sure.
My first one is that Kyoya's father sent the Black Onion Squad to protect Eclair and Tamaki on their way to the airport. How fucked is that?
Against teenagers?
Right.
Minors? Are you kidding me?
Like, how threatened are you by your teenage son that you have to put your whole private police force against him?
I mean, the way that was planned about, I'm just like, okay, well, they're also from rich families, and you're obstructing me from doing what I want to do. I'm suing you. Like,
right.
Get out of my face. Like, he's just doing so much. That's why I was glad that Kyoya fucked up the car, because I'm just like, what is wrong with your family, man?
Yeah, truly.
Yeah.
It's like Kyoya's been unlearning that toxicity slowly but surely through knowing Haruhi and being part of the host club, it seems like. Maybe I'm just seeing it through rose-colored glasses because he was so great these last few episodes, but that's just kind of the way I see it. I love him.
I feel like this is just like, you know, that altruistic side of him that he tried to act didn't exist.
Yeah.
In front of Haruhi. He's just letting it show like full out now in these last episodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it. So my last Ice Cream You Scream is that Kyoya's father says it probably serves Kyoya right if Grand Tonnerre buys out his medical supply company, because that's the one he was considering handing over to Kyoya, and it would forever be out of his hands if Grand Tonnerre bought it.
My thing is, why didn't you just fucking tell him that you were gonna give him the fucking company? Don't you have other companies?
Oh my god, right? Save this boy a lifetime of stress and let him know what you have planned for him.
Right, instead of making it seem as if it was supposed to be some dog-eat-dog type of, like, oh my gosh, ooh, that man could get the business too. I'm ooh.
Yeah. That's like low-key hot fudge.
I'm like sick. I'm sick of all the adults in this situation.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I had. What about you?
My ice cream, you scream. Because, there wasn't a second season, right? But
Unfortunately.
that's not even my ice cream, you scream. It could be.
All right, no, that's like the collective ice cream, you scream of the universe.
For real, though. It could have been like, why isn't there a second season? But my real ice cream, you scream. Haruhi is dancing in a dress at the end of this episode. And she has titties. And so it's like she's clearly a girl. I mean, I know that her debt is gone, but why are we announcing that she's a girl to everybody at the end? Like,
wait, this is actually a huge plot hole that I never thought about until right now. This could be in nuts, honestly.
It is. It could be in nuts too, to be honest. Let's just put it in nuts.
Yeah.
The fact that this girl, okay, so first of all, she but she falls into this water. And, I'm surprised that it didn't get, they didn't end up blushy or whatever after that. Because, when you fall into water like that, the dress ain't going to be floating out. It's going to be close to your body.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So we didn't see that. And so I'm just like, okay. Then they're all dancing. And nobody is remarking about how Haruhi is a girl, but it's like, okay, she clearly has her cut hair. She's not wearing a wig. So it's her. And then she's like wearing the dress. Her chest is like, I keep talking about her chest, but I'm saying like she's wearing a regular bra, or the dress is tight enough that you could tell that she has boobs. So it's just like, okay, so does everybody just know now? Everybody knows. So how are we handling that? Like, that's left open-ended, and so.
Very. Yeah. Wow. I don't know, man. Like.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it makes you want to read the manga, because it's just like, did that happen like that? Because, like.
Yeah. And I have the box set. I really, really should just read it. I gotta do it.
Yeah, I have mine somewhere. It's in boxes somewhere.
Mine's right on my bookshelf, too. It's in my living room. It's easily accessible. I just never feel like reading. I'm always writing. I'm too busy writing to read.
I think because y'all, I'm in the process of moving. So, before, when I had all of my manga out on my bookshelf, anytime I would rewatch something and I would just be like, ooh, nostalgia, or ooh, I want to experience that again, I would just pick it up and just be like, okay, I'm going to go to this point. I was notorious for that, especially when when Fruits Basket was coming out. Every season, I would watch it, and then I would just be like, oh, emotions, and then I would just go to where the anime left off and just reread it again. So it's like, if my books weren't in a box and away, I would totally reread it, because it's just like, how can y'all leave this big hole like that? Like, what was the reaction? Are people just being like, I want to see Haruhi anyway? I don't care what happens next. So yeah.
Yeah, I gotta know. I should really read it.
Yeah, I gotta know. And honestly, goes right back into that sort of ice cream you scream that I thought about and said is, why isn't there a second season? This was so good. I feel like it warranted another season. And, I know that this was an older, not older, because it's in the 2000s, but still an oldish anime. And we at least got 26 episodes. But I'm the girl, okay, I watched Fushigi Yugi. One day we will watch it too for Shoujo Sundae. But I watched Fushigi Yugi, and even though the animation can be kind of at times, we got a full adaptation, and that came out before, definitely probably in the 90s, whatever, but still before Fruits Basket or whatever. We've been able to get full shoujo adaptations before. And so the way that Ouran is so beloved, it really does not make sense to me that there isn't a second season, or at least not even just a second season, just a continuation until it's finished, because of just how much people love it.
Yeah.
Even now people are getting merch still, and it's an older anime.
I'm certainly one of those people still buying Ouran merch. This was such a well-received show that I feel like it deserves to be seen all the way through.
Yeah, it does.
But I think with that, we're officially done reviewing Ouran High School Host Club.
We did it.
Oh, the emotions. We did do it. I'm proud of us. Thank you guys for being on this journey with us. This means so much to us. this is like we want to discover anime, right? And that was a big part of why I wanted to start Shoujo Sundae with Chika. But another big part of it is like we want to gush about these shows that we love and get to look at it through a whole new lens of reviewing it and picking it apart. And I'm so glad that we got to share this together, Chika, and also with everybody listening. Like, this show means so very much to me, and I don't know what it means to you listening, but I know that it means a lot to a lot of people. So this has just been a beautiful ride, and I will treasure these episodes forever.
Yeah, I think that, we've been looking forward to reviewing Ouran ever since we started the podcast.
Yeah.
And so I'm so glad that in our first year of podcasting that we were able to do something that we really wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that you all listening really enjoyed us going over the series and reminiscing with us. I think that because it's an older anime, like, people might assume that the fandom for it is dead, but it's very much alive within so many people's hearts.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much for like being a part of this ride with us. We'll truly treasure the fact that we were able to gush about Ouran with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. When you said it was an older series but still beloved by so many people, that reminded me of when I met J. Michael Tatum at Anime NYC in 2019 because I was wearing an Ouran shirt and I wanted him to sign my Ouran wall scroll. And that was something that he said to me. He's like, it's really amazing how long ago that show came out and there are still so many people who love it so much.
Yeah, it was a cultural reset.
Yeah. I was a bumbling mess the entire time I was meeting J. Michael Tatum, but boy, was that a moment for me. He voices Kyoya in the English dub, for those who don't know. He's like my favorite voice actor.
Yeah.
It would be really cool to meet him again someday. But yeah, anyway, we're going to have to end this episode, unfortunately, as much as we want to prolong the inevitable. But that was episode 36 of Shoujo Sundae. Thank you guys so much for digging in with us. Next week, we have something really, really fun in store, and I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'm sure a few of you could guess. So I'm very much looking forward to that.
Me too.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you are. Make sure you guys are following us on your preferred podcast platform, wherever you're listening to this now. If you want to spread the word about Shoujo Sundae, the best way to do that is to rate us 5 stars where you're listening. Give us a review on Apple Podcasts. That will put our podcast in more shoujo fans' ears. And you can also follow us on social media at Shoujo Sundae across all socials. And if you want to keep up with us personally, I am Giana Luna, and you can find me at Giana_Luna_ everywhere. And what about you, Chika?
You can find me at Chika Supreme, and that's Chika with a K and not 2 C's. And guys, before we really wrap up,
it is time for our patron shout out. For our Sprinkles patrons, we have PJ, Pete, and Akemi. For our Whipped Cream patron, we have Mark M. And for our Hot Fudge patrons, we have Aaron, AJ, Mark D, and Mackenzie. Thank you all so much for being our patrons.
if you guys really love and appreciate all of the work that we put into these episodes, please join our Patreon.
Yes. Oh, we have a Patreon.
Yes. We have multiple tiers, ice cream socials, which are us doing live streams and talking with you guys. There is Shonen Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, where we talk about shonen, anime and stuff, little mini episodes, okay? We're not going crazy, and that's on the highest tier too, okay? Because you gotta pay us to talk about shonen. But yeah, so please make sure to go and join our Patreon if you're able to. We would love the support, and to be able to go back to having weekly episodes, guys. Having enough funds to get an audio editor is kind of the dream.
It truly is, yeah.
Anything that you're able to contribute to us, we would greatly appreciate it. So yeah, please join our Patreon and also our Discord.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, guys, we will see you next time with something very special.
Yeah.
And as the host club says, we'll see you then.
Bye.